Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday. All right, Q&A today. We've got 5 questions. 2 of them I'm gonna rapid fire pretty quickly, but questions. Date night with a husband, partner, whoever. Any suggestions to keep in mind? Workout schedule. How many strength versus yoga, cardio sessions should you do per week? Meditation. I'm very excited to share this with you guys. I started working with a nervous system regulation coach and started taking a new course to help clients with nervous system regulation. So very excited to start sharing more about that. Benefits of salt and tea. Does it count towards your water intake? So let's start with the first question. I'm going on a date night with my hubby tomorrow. Any suggestions to keep in mind? So there's several things that I do when we go out to eat, which really isn't very often. I would say once every 2 weeks. When we do go out to eat, it is typically shawarma. So it's pretty healthy. It's grilled meats, rice, falafel, hummus, vegetables, that sort of thing. When we do go, I get a big plate of food. I just enjoy it without guilt. I typically will, going into these meals, during the day, will make sure I stay on top of my hydration. I will make sure that I eat protein forward. That's always though. I typically eat fewer carbs just because I know that meals in restaurants are very carb heavy and usually very fat heavy and not very protein heavy. However, with that being said, the way that I eat, I am usually having, like I said, shawarma, which is like a huge plate of beef and chicken and all the fixings. It's so darn good. If you haven't gone to Jerusalem shawarma, and you live in a city, look it up. It is so freaking delicious. The other place that we typically go is the Keg. I love a steak. I love a filet. So that will be a typical meal out for me, is steak, veggies, and a baked potato. Yes, I will sometimes have wine. We used to get a bottle of wine. Now I get glasses of wine. I get 2 6-ounce glasses of wine usually. The old me would have got more wine, the 9-ounce glasses, because it's cheaper, more bang for your buck. I just don't do well with alcohol. So I am very mindful of that. Or burgers. Love burgers. So sometimes I will get a burger and fries. Sometimes it's a burger and a side salad. It really depends. I have gotten to a place where I don't deprive myself. I eat really well. I have reverse dieted myself. So I eat a ton of food already to maintain my body. With that being said, if you are in a fat loss phase as a client, I would, like I said, beginning of the day, make sure you're prioritizing water, protein, getting some vegetables in. You absolutely can look at the meal ahead of time and see what you potentially could eat. Merely just logging a pasta dish, for example, or I don't know, chicken fingers and fries. I don't know what you would eat, would give you an idea of what is in that food. Pasta dishes, usually very high fat, depending on the sauce, but carb heavy like crazy. One pasta dish could potentially be, excuse me, your entire carb source for the whole day. So planning ahead can be hugely helpful But again, if it's one meal, if you have kids and you typically don't go out with your husband very often, and you want to have an appetizer and you want to have an entree and you want to share a dessert, then you can. One meal is not going to completely unravel you. It's if you have that all or nothing mindset and then just say to yourself like, oh, I've fudged up. I'm just going to start back over on Monday, and like the whole weekend becomes a free-for-all, which we don't do that around here. We are okay with having free meals, is what I like to call them, enjoying them, still being honest about your tracking, even if your numbers are, completely out of whack, just tracking for awareness, for education, to know what's in certain dishes, because a lot of us have no idea. And I'll bring it back to like the chicken fingers and fries. Yes, it's chicken. Yes, it's protein. It's likely coated in some type of batter, deep fried, fries, deep fried. The fat content in that dish, and I'm just like throwing numbers out there, could be, again, almost close to your like entire day's total. So just being mindful of that, choosing grilled options over fried. Vegetables, like always order some type of like salad or vegetable, get fiber in. Protein and fiber, you are golden if you've got those two things on your plate. And the rest, your body will just take care of it. It is likely going to be stored in your muscles as glycogen and energy. So I can almost guarantee that you are going to have fantastic workouts for, the next few days as well. So hopefully that's helpful. Any suggestions on a workout schedule? How many yoga and weight training sessions should I be fitting in per week? This is highly dependent on the individual, highly dependent on your fitness level, your schedule, who you are, your goals, so on and so forth. Personally, for me, I strength train 3 to 4 sessions per week, depending on how my body feels, depending on how my sleep is. This has changed over the years as I've gotten older, because I could definitely feel things shifting hormonally. I don't recover as well. My sleep is like hit and miss. If I don't feel great physically, if my Oura ring tells me that my readiness level isn't good, if it tells me that I've been like sitting in like a high stress state for days or hours, I really listen to that. I will always prioritize walking. Like that's a non-negotiable for me. Aim for minimum 10,000 steps per day. I say minimum. Sometimes I don't hit that. And that's okay. I am conscious of my movement. I don't just sit in this chair all day, even though it looks like I'm always recording content from this chair. I make sure I get out. I've been using my treadmill a lot more as well. I've broken up my walks. It's darker in the morning, so I don't go as early, so I don't have as much time to do my morning walk because of like work schedules and meetings and that sort of thing. But in terms of like flexibility and yoga, I do 2 sessions per week. So I am doing something 5 to 6 days a week. One day is like completely, complete rest, which is like walking. I don't just sit on the couch. But again, like this is such a hard question to answer. If you want more input for yourself specifically, feel free to send me a message. All right, next, I'm struggling to meditate. Either I keep hearing my kids or I keep running through lists to get done. Any suggestions would be helpful. So I started working with a nervous system regulation coach, integrative coach. She's fantastic. I'm taking a course to help all of you. But in the meantime, it's helping me because I struggle with dysregulated cortisol. I struggle with stress. I put it on myself. A lot of the times it is me. I am taking full responsibility for the thoughts, the things I put on my plate, but I want to learn how to be more regulated. I don't think that that is something I have ever learned. If some of you know my dad, he is like go, 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 and does not stop. And I do not want to be like that, because I know being in a high stress state all the time just leads to health issues. And I know my health is not where I want it to be. So I'm investing in myself, and you always wanting to learn more to help all of you as well. But something that I learned about meditation is that a lot of us who are dysregulated, who have a hard time sitting and just like meditating or thinking about our thoughts, really struggle with meditation. You don't keep up with it. It's not something that feels good for you. It's not something that you'll continue post program if I have it scheduled in like your tasks, for example. And I've struggled with meditation. I've openly shared that, where when I first started, I couldn't even close my eyes. My eyes would just like flutter. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling, but they were just like, it's like they just wanted to open when I was trying to close them. I started working with this coach, and she said, instead of meditation, like meditation is a very advanced practice. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. She said, start doing a 4-point check-in every day with yourself, at least twice a day. She actually asked me to do it 5 times a day. And I'm like, whoa, 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 Kendall, like, let's start small here and build up. So I am focusing on doing it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and late afternoon, evening. And that is to focus on my body, my breath, my emotions, and my thoughts. So it's really bringing me to like my present state, as opposed to trying to sit there, listen to a guided meditation, which that just doesn't work for me, because my brain just like, whoop, starts going like crazy, and I just start focusing on everything else that I should be doing, or if I'm hungry or whatever it is. And I know that some of you can relate to this. She said to start focusing on my body. So focus on my posture. And she said this can be it's a scan, it's a body scan. It can be 1 to 5 minutes. Focus on my posture. Am I holding tension? Am I like collapsing? Do I notice any pain in my back? Do I feel like I'm just like wanting to like fidget? Or like, am I just chill? Am I just still? What is my body pulling me to do? Just bring awareness to that. And it's crazy how relaxing that is when you just focus on what your body is doing. Second thing is your breath. So how does it feel? Does it feel like it's full, like from your belly all the way to your mouth, like your throat? Like, does it feel like there's any restriction? Are you holding it? Is it like a full breath, or are you like shallow breathing? And just bring like curiosity. Observe it with curiosity. Don't judge yourself. Just again, like be present with you for a short amount of time to see physically how you feel. Next thing is emotions, and trying to feel the emotion in your body rather than thinking, oh, this must be anxiety because, you know, I'm usually anxious about this. Like this one's a little bit hard to explain. If you feel tightness in your chest, if you feel like tightness in your shoulders, again, we'll bring it back to the breath. If you notice that maybe your breath is a little bit shallow, you're breathing really quickly, you could associate those feelings with anxiety. And you can say like, maybe I feel frustration because like my jaw is clenched, for example. This one's a little bit trickier. I find it trickier, but focus more so on like sensations of emotions rather than the emotion itself. I hope that makes sense. And last thing is to focus on your thoughts. So what are the quality of your thoughts? Are they fast? Are they racy? Are they negative? Are they in the present? Are you future based, thinking about the future? Are you focused on the past? Are you thinking like, what did I do wrong? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel realistic? Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel negative? I think I said that already. But just focusing again on your thoughts. It is crazy just focusing on those 4 things: body, breath, emotions, and thoughts, that it will likely bring over a sense of relaxation in your body, and you don't have to sit there and force yourself to meditate. And I thought, holy crap, like this is a game changer for me. I just started doing it. I just connected with her before we went to Europe and had my first like one-on-one session with her last week, and I was like, this is absolutely genius. I cannot wait to share this with everybody else. So there you have it. Now, last 2 questions are pretty quick here. What's a more beneficial salt, Celtic or Himalayan sea salt? They're both very good for you. I use both of them interchangeably. I have a like coarse Celtic sea salt, and I have a fine pink Himalayan salt. I think they're both fantastic. They both have essential minerals that most women, I'm going to go and say all women, need. It helps with energy. It helps with adrenals, which are responsible for like managing stress. A lot of us have burnt out or close to burnt out adrenal glands just from like going, whether it's like life in general or workouts or under eating, emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress. All of it is very, very hard on us. And so do not shy away from salt, because many of us are depleted in essential minerals for your body just to work as it should, function as it should. And last but not least, does tea count toward my water intake? I drink a ton of tea. At least one of these. Sometimes it's 2 a day, depending on if I'm cold or not. I count this towards my water. I also drink minerals and creatine and water, and I put some turmeric in there, and I have another one like this. So yes, I do count this towards my water intake because it's just flavored water. There's no calories to it. I don't add sugar. I don't add cream. So that would be the main difference. If you are adding something to your tea, then I wouldn't necessarily count that towards your like hydration or water intake. And that's just my 2 cents. All right, that's it for today. Oh, that was 18 minutes. Good Lord, I like to talk. All right, have a great day.